Originally, this video was going to be me talking about the Sonic X Shadow Generation stuff, which is very minute right now, but it more so, when I was thinking about edit while I was editing this video, it made me think of a bigger question. Just why? And that question goes into, is this all worth it? What I mean basically is the anti-grifter scene. I don't think I need to remind you what an anti-grifter is. Basically, they are, well, anti-woke grifter, sorry. An anti-woke grifter basically is someone who essentially makes his entire YouTube channel all about grinding off of the most easy, clickable way by basically pissing off people who most of the time have a consensus that that right wing politics is, right politics and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think that's a good way of putting it, but I mean, I try my best to put it in a good way. And essentially, what they all do is just make the same video over and over again, saying why this thing is woke, why that thing is woke, why this thing is woke, why that thing is woke, why this thing is woke, and why that thing is woke. And you already know me. I don't like saying the word woke or anti-woke or modern audience, because honestly, those words have been very desensitized, because every time I keep going on shit like Twitter and YouTube, it's always the same thing. Even when I've tried recommending it out of my recommendation, it's always there. But I mean, probably because my fucking recommend it's probably fucked. But I don't know. It's just, like I said, this is one take. Fuck. But it just makes me question, like, I understand the whole point. I understand that I do believe that agendas do get pushed sometimes in video games. And I'm glad that companies like Sweet Baby are being called out for that kind of stuff. But once that's done, I mean, do you think it's just over? No, because these anti grift, oh my god, I can't fucking speak. These anti woke grifters keep up going again and again, saying this thing is woke, this thing is woke, this thing is woke, this thing is woke. It's just the same nonsense over and over again. And mostly in the gaming scene, they like to say that, oh, the fucking people, the most of the audience gamers are just dumb enough that they're gonna buy this stupid slop over and over. We have to stop this right now. Well, can I just say that you're doing the same thing? You're creating a slop that not only, well, it's just basically nothing more than just a nothing burger that just gets served every day to just keep fueling people's rage, but also kind of, let's be honest, ruins people's day, personally at least. Because do you think people like just going online and just seeing that apparently their favorite game is apparently bad because, oh, it features a one minute detail change? For the most of the example, for most of the examples, we're gonna be using Sonic X Shadow Generations. Is it really worth it? Or I guess not really worth it. Well, no, it actually is worth it, because all they ever do is use it to just get views and shit. Because I'm honestly in the I honestly have a good game theory that most of these anti-woke YouTubers really do not care about the video games that they cover, and that they just use them as an example of trying to still push their agenda that everything in the world is woke and that it needs to be fixed, apparently. When, if anything, I think that the job is already done, and that we have shown these companies that if you try to push identity politics, that that's kind of bad and stuff. At least that's what I'd like to think. Maybe I'm wrong, but who knows? You're allowed to believe what you're like to believe. Sorry, it's hard to put my words together and when I have to think about shit like this. But to go more further into it, I also do see like a lot of anti-woke grifters be like, "Oh, fuck, we have to stop supporting this. Vote with your wallet. Stop this shit from happening." And like, I mean, okay, but do you really think people are gonna really do it? Honestly, when I hear the term, like, people say, "Oh, don't vote with your wallet," or shit like that, or like, I don't know, say things like "go woke or broke." Actually, no, not really, because that's not the same thing as the other thing. It really doesn't work at all. When you ask, because let's be honest, for Shadow X Generations, for example, do you think people are honestly gonna not buy the game because you pointed out three wrong things about it that were so minute that people don't really care? I mean, sure, the change of dialogue, I can understand why they did it, It's not because of the fucking fat phobia shit or whatever. It's mostly because, oh, there's a new set of voice actors and stuff like that. And plus everyone sounds different. So it's a way to give the players of the Sonic fan base a new type of game to experience. It feels like a more of a remastered. I think that's the right term to use. It has nothing to do with this fat positivity shit. Let's be honest, the only time you ever see fat positivity is on TikTok, at least. But honestly, I just think the whole idea of like, oh, you have to stop buying this game, and if you guys don't, you guys are the reason DI just doesn't want to die. No, it's not. It's because these are the most petty and minute reasons. And sure, I mean, I just can't fuck. It's just, I don't know. It's just really dumb, honestly. Just telling people that they can't buy this game because oh, it has so and so this. I mean, personally, every game has had had bad stuff, but most of us are able to look past it and actually see the good in it. Spider-Man 2, for example, I do believe yes, the story in it, at least in the last act, is honestly very rushed and doesn't really help give Venom make Venom feel more terrifying. I mean, sure, they have a lot of great dramatic parts of Venom showing up and doing Venom things, but I do think it lacks the build up for it. So yeah, I mean, heck, even the creators agree, and I'm honestly sad that that game is not getting DLC. To be fair, but for Sonic X Shadow, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It just feels really stupid to just start saying I don't know. You can't do this shit because oh, it doesn't support my politics. So you gotta do whatever the fuck. I don't know, fucking hell, or else you're supporting DEI nonsense, I guess. Or I don't know, you're fucking blind. Or in worst cases, they'll start calling you a bunch of slurs. Which, let's be fair, considering this is an unstructured video that's in a one take, I'm probably gonna get thrown a bunch of slurs at. Who knows? But there is one question I do want to ask: is this all worth it? And well, actually, before we do that, I do want to think that in my head that I know that these folks are not retarded, and I use the word retarded in a sort of actual, not insultive way, but an actual like sense of do you not know what you're doing? Because it's not in the sense that they're retarded. It's not in the sense that they're retarded because oh they were anti woke grifters. It's that the sense that they're doing this, but they're honestly just tarnishing the name of they're honestly tarnishing the name of their agenda and making it feel just as annoying as the woke agenda. I guess it's almost honestly a one-way mirror, pretty much. No matter what side you look at, it's gonna be fucking annoying no matter if you're on the opposite side or not. And even if you try to take a middle stance being like, I don't give a shit about any of this kind of crap, you're either called a fence sitter or you're just called a fucking bunch of slurs from either side. At least from what I've seen, if it's the woke side, they call you a Nazi. If it's the right side, they call you a F slur. To be fair, I don't know if saying that word on the saying Nazi is gonna get my video taken down, but we'll find out in a minute. We'll find out soon. But other than that, I don't know. Does this all seem worth it? When let's be honest, I've seen creators honestly love Sonic X Shadow Generations. The and plus, if you really do have to mod the game, I mean, we'll cover that in a minute. I've seen other creators actually love the game, and honestly, I can understand that. I mean, heck, this is the only game that, heck, we have a character other than Sonic actually getting some love and attention that his own that the company he comes from just hasn't given him an own original game since I don't know the fucking since Shadow the Hedgehog. But to say that oh don't support this game because oh it features these three small things and scaling sorry it features these three small issues I guess which I wouldn't call issues. I'd say they're just meat without actually they're just bones with barely any meat on them compared to how much we're getting for this game. if that's how you want to fucking do, look, I'm not in control of your fucking life, but if that's how you want to fucking jab at these so-called at the so-called DEI folks, I mean, go ahead, but if you want to live a sad life, go ahead. That's not my say. And I guess this also ties into modding. If you really have to mod your game just to fucking make it even better, or I guess, I don't know, to fix out the small, minute details that you just can't play your video game because features this one small thing of politics that apparently you don't agree with. Okay, but that's fucking sad. And before anyone, and I know the argument's gonna be like, I just do not want politics in my video games. Let's be honest. I'm be honest with you, anti, the anti woke grifters do not care about politics. No, they just don't want the politics that they don't agree with. Okay, that's the real definite. That's honestly in my belief, at least. Okay, they don't. It's not that they don't want politics in video games. They just don't want the politics that they don't agree with. So yeah, but I would like to actually know. I don't know. I guess I would like to say I would like to hear like everyone else's take. Like, what is your side on it? I would like it to be at least civil, at least, because honestly, this topic for me is honestly the most brain dead. I mean, heck, and you know what? I'll pour some salt in the wound. People like to say that woke people and anti woke people can't get along. Well, look, I have a friend, and look, we don't agree with most of this kind of stuff. We have different takes on it. I just don't care about either side, and he's probably on and he's on one of the sides. I'm not gonna say which side because that's fucking privacy for fucking reasons. And sure, we have arguments about this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, we're able to fucking still be friends and shit. Like heck, we played Dragon Ball fucking Sparkling Zero almost for the past 3 weeks, I guess, and we're still friends. I know why? Is because we both are are brain functioning adults who don't let their politics take over their fucking internet persona. But yeah, if there's any conclusion I could bring from this is that I think we're like now in an age where yes, I do agree that it's great that Sweet Baby companies like Sweet Baby are being exposed for this kind of stuff. And I do agree that it's good that they get exposed for this kind of stuff. They are shady companies, even with the woke politics aside, having things like, oh, destroy the game industry, or fuck, I don't know, using very shady business tactics to have companies hire you on, that is fucking abysmal, and it is not at all human, at least in my opinion. And I think it's great that they're getting exposed to this kind of stuff. And heck, they're even getting delisted from some other companies like Square Enix. But I do think that ever since this happened, I do think that most of the people that became anti woke YouTubers have been going on a bit of a high horse, just going around basically saying that anything is woke because why? Because it doesn't agree to what they have in their views. So that's kind of my take, at least. And look, it's probably at the end of the day, probably this is probably I don't know. I'm predicting the future, but I predict that most like anti woke YouTubers are going to be like are going to like stop this stupid nonsense because it honestly is, or at least people are not going to take it much seriously because of how many small miniature things they're pointing out and shit. And then probably a few years later, then the left side's probably gonna rise up again, and then it's gonna restart this whole weird ass cycle. But I don't know. It's just that's just fucking big speculation. But I'm not gonna end this question with like, what's your take on all this? And instead, I just want to hear what's your favorite thing about video games. That's kind of it. Because let's be honest, who the fuck cares if women girl bosses are here, or masculine men aren't in video games, or heck, I don't know, both, or I don't know, fucking hell. When let's be honest, they're still around. They're not going anywhere. Just tell me anything about you, what you like about video games. That's all I want to know. It's like, what's your favorite thing about video games? That's it. Anyways, this was a very unstructured video, and it's probably the last time I ever make a video styled talking about anti-grifters, talking about anti-woke grifters. And yeah, do I ever plan on talking about him again? Maybe as a short, just to say like, oh, this is stupid and stuff, or probably not because apparently I don't know. It just gets annoying. It just gets really annoying just watching the video and banging my head against the table from how retarded these takes are. But yeah. Anyways, see you around.